let's talk about while loops. So a while loop is really simple. It's basically just an if statement. So recall from when we talked about if statements that these are called conditional because they depend on some kind of condition. So for instance, if it's raining, carry an umbrella. Whether or not it's raining is a condition, and the thing you would do, carry an umbrella, goes inside this code block. So code to execute. Right. Well, a while loop is the exact same thing in the exact same format. While some kind of condition executes some code. Code to execute. Now, the only real difference between the two of these is an if statement says, if, do it once. A while loop says, keep doing it until the condition's not true. So, if I were to say, if it's raining, say, then I would say, But if a while loop would say, while it's raining, say, I would say, See, it gets annoying. So while loops are great, but things can go wrong. So here is the secret to while loops. This condition has got to be able to change, and the thing to change has got to be inside the loop. So here's an example of a simple while loop. Int x equals 0 while x is less than 10. System.out print x. System.out.print line x. So what is this going to do? While x is less than 10, well, x is 0, so it's less than 10. Print out x. Okay, so the output's going to be 0. And then you get to the end of the code, jump back up and check the condition again. Oh, x is still 0, still less than 10. Print it out. And I'm going to keep doing this over and over and over again. This is what we call an infinite loop. It's a very common problem. So to fix it, we have to have a way to change this condition inside the loop. Now, if I were to do something like this, x equals 30, that could fix it, except right now it's outside of the loop. It doesn't do me any good. If I put x equals 30 inside the loop, then it wouldn't really be much of a loop because it would just start at 0, print x is 0, makes x equal to 30, go back and check the condition, it would be done. So that would be kind of a silly use of a while loop. An if statement would do the same thing, and I wouldn't even need to change the value of x. But what a common thing might be would be something like this, to say x equals x plus 1. Which, by the way, you could also write, so this is going to be a little common here, but you could write x plus equals 1, which means add 1 to me. Or you could write just x plus plus, which means add 1 to whatever this is. So all three of those things say the exact same thing. But in this case, it's going to say x equals x plus 1. So the first time through the loop, x is 0 and you print 0. And then you change x to be 1. 1 is less than 10, so you print x again, but now it's 1. Then you add 1 to x, becomes 2. 2 is less than 10, so you print 2. We're starting to see a theme. Eventually, you're going to print 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is less than 10, print 9. X becomes 10. 10 is not less than 10. Don't go any further. Skip down to the end. So, in this case, we counted to 10. That's what the loop did. And this is usually what loops are for. They're usually for counting or doing something a certain number of times. In this case, we counted to 10. But notice, we went from 0 to 9, which is also really common. Typically in computer programs, you're always working from 0 to 1 less than the number you mentioned. So if I said count to 10, you would probably go from 1 to 10. A computer typically goes from 0 to 9. But that's while loops. Bye now.